is a strike. And I'm like, they'll take pitches when they're not bunting. Why don't they take pitches that aren't in the strike zone when they are bunting? And I'll even accept that sometimes they'll take a pitch they think is out of the strike zone. It's called a strike. That's fine. But it just, it eliminated so much of that strategy. Because you might say, okay, it's a pitcher, so I'm going to have him bunt even with 2 strikes. Fine. That's done quite frequently in the game. But if the pitch is a ball, is going to be a ball, you know, a real life pitcher, even though it's two strikes and they're told to bunt, will let that pitch go. It's a ball. You can't do anything with that pitch. Wait for a better pitch. That's not the case in video games. In video games, it's a command. You have to bunt. No matter where the pitch is, you're bunting. Now, I understand if it's a suicide squeeze. And I won't get into, I mean, I could go into all the different lingo and everything, but it's not really the point. I would just say a suicide squeeze, you don't have an option. You have to attempt to lay down a bunt. But first of all, there's very few suicide squeezes attempted in modern baseball. And even in video game baseball, it's still not common, even if you're somebody who likes to suicide squeeze. Just the opportunity isn't presenting itself. So most of the time when you tell a guy to lay down a bunt, you still want him to use his judgment on whether or not the pitch is buntable and is in the strike zone. And most games that I can think of didn't do that. It was very frustrating. And it's especially frustrating in baseball because baseball has been called, I want to get this right. Essentially, there is nothing hidden in baseball. In the sense that there's not some trick play you can do. Yeah, you can set your fielders up some special way. And you might rotate them after the ball is hit or after the pitch is thrown in a certain way. But it's nothing it's nothing that hasn't been seen before. You know, football, you may come up with a new play, that, yeah, maybe once somebody did it 40 years ago, but essentially, it's a trick. It's designed to confuse the other team. Baseball doesn't really have that. Like, you got a man on first, there's essentially 4 things you can do at the plate. Or as a manager, period. You can, 5 if you count nothing. You can give him permission to steal. You can order a hit and run. You can order a bunt. Actually, I guess the 4th one was nothing at all. Or you can just stand pat. Don't do anything. Just let the game play itself out. There's no, all of a sudden, I've got a 5th option that you didn't think about on the other side. You know everything I can possibly do. You just have to decide what you think it is I'm doing. That's very unique to baseball. Other games, or other sports, other competitive head-to-head sports, basketball, football, hockey, etc. You run plays, and you can do things that are unexpected in those plays. You can't really do anything that's unexpected in baseball. Well, unexpected is the wrong word. Unforeseeable is probably a better way to put it. You can't do anything in baseball that's unforeseeable. You may do something that's highly improbable, that you take your opponent by surprise because they just didn't think you would do that. But you're not going to take them by surprise because all of a sudden you've come up with a new thing to do with a man on first and 1 out. So my point is, if the game is not designed to properly handle the strategic options of baseball, you cripple the game so much. And for somebody who really likes baseball and understands all the nuances of those strategies, it's just a total frustration. But anyway. Unlocked all associates. Yay! I'm going to talk to Nikki. So that's I'll stop talking about baseball games now. We'll figure something else to talk about during the long drives. Let's see, I've ranted on customers in the pharmacy and doctors. I've ranted on baseball games, baseball video games.
Our story about the things that went on between these walls. Now we get to make some of our own.
Yeah, let's just talk about a game for a while. So we're gonna go see Nikki. I'm not even in the right place. Okay, let's not do this. So we're gonna go see Nikki, see what's going on with her. I'm gonna try to do all this side content, assuming that it doesn't just go on forever. And see if I get something for it. I said there's these favors that I can do that'll unlock weapons, but I don't really know what a favor is constituted as in this game. So. Let's take the convertible. Not sure whose this is, but I'm borrowing it. I have other thoughts on other games, other types of games. I mean, I've been playing video games since the Atari 2600, as it says in my profile. So, I've got plenty of gaming experience to draw on for topics of conversation. And plenty of things that I've discussed to myself in my head that I can talk about. But right now, we're just going to concentrate on getting over to see Nikki and finding out what this Darlene thing is about. Yep, I had a feeling I was going to hit that. My drive had gone too well for me not to hit something. That was intentional. I was not concerned
Whiskey
at all
everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Wow.
Okay, that's getting old.
Maybe a drop every now and then.
Yeah, that line is getting old.
This neighborhood's been a little crazy.
Oh, see, there's actually some people in my chat
Come to church with me.
theoretically listening to me ramble on about video games, baseball games, generally specifically. If you have any thoughts, let me know. If you don't play sports games, or you also think baseball games have a long way to go, or if you know of a game that would be exactly what I want, does those things,
You're not
please let me
messing
know
around.
that.
So I take it business is good.
The old man's pissing his pants. He's so pleased.
He's not down the chalky bastard anymore.
Surprised he hasn't petitioned the Vatican to have you canonized. Oh, but they don't take requests from the bottom of a whiskey bottle.
Easy now, he's not that bad.
Look, I appreciate your relationship with him, but there are things you just don't get.
He's an asshole, a bastard, a selfish prick.
Lincoln. I've been seeing someone. Her name's Darlene.
Guess she's not going to be our
Meant to
love
tell you
interest.
earlier. You gonna say something?
Take it that's why Burke's been so hard on you.
Dan'd always stick up for me. But he's not here anymore.
No, he ain't.
So, am I supposed
Where
to
do
take
you
up
come
for him?
down on it?
Stick up.
I've never had much of anything. Or anyone, and what little I did have was taken away from me. So if there's someone out there, don't make a difference to me who it is.
When I was a little girl, I thought my father hung the goddamn moon. Fuck. He was everything to me. But then one day he gave me this look. Like he knew. It broke my heart. The first person to crush me was my own father.
You want to turn your back on him, that's up to you. God knows he deserves it. Whatever you decide, just make sure you can live with it.
It took him a while, but Danny finally started letting me go on some of these runs. And this route right here was hands down my #1 favorite. Get on out there and kick some fucking ass. There are times I'll catch my dad watching me, and it's like I'm 8 years old all over again. Back when he loved me. But then in a blink, it's gone. Our shine's in high demand. Goddamn butcher didn't give two shits about the quality. But we're turning things around, and people are noticing, so keep it coming. I get so tired of the neighborhood biddies always asking me when I'm getting married, when I'm having kids. What's the fucking rush? Like I need that hassle right now.
All right. Looks like we got another moonshine run to do. Rackets at max. What does that mean? Oh. Huh. Let's go get in a car and see if it gives us a navigation thing. I don't even know if this is the right way to go for my car, honestly. Find a car.
Whiskey everywhere.
Oh Lord, again?
You see a newspaper stand around here? I gotta check the scope. You think I'd learn to stay away from the craps game?
I love how they move your car for you.
Whiskey everywhere. And not a drop.
Okay, I am not being given
Maybe a drop every now and then.
a navigational line. So, do that.
On way down.
Hit the X button after you open the map. Oh, so it's rackets at max earn, so 50,000 out of 50,000. So I can't do any more runs because I would get but I can do this. Okay, we'll do that. And I guess I don't know why the ones for the manual are done unless we're maxing with the manual. Maybe we're not close enough. I don't know. Like I said, I've been playing this game for over 18 hours now, and there's still mechanics that I feel like there's yet to get on it. This game is so much longer than either of its predecessors, and from the looks of it, longer than both of them combined. Which I'm fine with. I'm enjoying it. Little nudge there. He's fine. Thank you for not diving under my car. So, random fact of the day. Wednesday, when I was at work, I had a 12-hour shift, which, I don't know if I've said this, but in order for me to stream, first thing was I had to be able to keep my, shall we say, first job at my pharmacy tech job. And not only that, I had to be able to keep working at least 30 hours, because since you have to work 30 hours a week on average to get benefits. I'm not giving up my insurance, vacation, and all that sort of stuff. So what I did was I got 3 different stores in this chain to agree on a permanent schedule of 1 day a week. So I work at one store on Monday, one store on Wednesday, one store on Friday. And in addition to that, to do long shifts. So Monday is a 10-hour, Wednesday and Friday are 12 hours. Well, quick math, that's 34 hours. That's what I need in 3 days, which gave me 4 days off. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. That was so I could start a stream and have a consistent schedule. Also because I never work 2 days in a row at the pharmacy, which is really nice. No matter how bad your day goes, you can always tell yourself, I'm off tomorrow. That goes a long way. At any rate. So, when I say I worked a 12-hour shift yesterday, or Wednesday, it's because I set this stuff up to be able to do both these things. And now I've completely forgotten what I was going to talk about. So I'm sure it'll come back to me. There's something about it being 12 hours, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I know what it was. It wasn't being 12 hours. So Wednesday, the pharmacy I work at on Wednesdays, there's not a radio. And I work with 2 pharmacists. The pharmacist alternates every week because they have a rotating schedule. So the pharmacist I worked with this past Wednesday, she likes for me to play music on my phone. And we generally have, I don't know if we have same taste, but we at least can tolerate the same music. Let me put it that way. So what I discovered was, and it's not, this isn't exact, but, you know,
I saw a skeleton.
fairly close.
Mexican out here a while back. What's
In
her
a
name?
12-hour shift.
Alma, and I believe she's Cuban.
Alma, Emma, your mama. The woman scares the fuck out of me. Shit, there's a lot of stuff here. We sell it, kick up some of that money, and we're closer to getting square with Marcano.
Only so long that cocksucker can blame us for Richie screwing the pooch, right?
Okay. So what I discovered, sort of by accident really, is that in a 12-hour shift, with very little time remaining, I can listen to the first two Fiona Apple albums, Tidal and Wind of Holland, etc., etc. And all of Billy Joel's studio albums. I'm a huge Billy Joel fan. Have been for, good grief, since I was in high school. 30 years? 35 years, something like that. It was just sort of interesting that, okay, I can listen to these two albums and all those albums, and that 12-hour day will be over. And I don't like to clock watch, because it seems like if you clock watch, the day just takes that much longer. I know it's not true. It's impossible for that to be true, but it feels like it. And that's really all that matters. But you get a sense of a progression of time when you finish an album. Because I would have to, the way my phone was set up, I would have to like pick the album and play it. I didn't have a playlist set up. So when I'm would finish, you know. But that moving on to the next album was a really good indicator that, okay, a certain amount of time has passed.
Huh? This boy's got lessons to learn. Has to be done.
So yeah, I found that out. That was pretty interesting.
Got past every single one of us. Jesus. We will find you, cocksucker. Believe that. What?
What indeed?
Huh?
Oh, there's two of them. Hang on. This is a perfect time for... No. This is a perfect time for...
Hey, boys, we can't take much more
Where'd
of
it
this.
Oh, man. I had a
Grieve
small
for him
problem.
later.
Oh, I know where he is.
Got one over here. Oh, fuck.
Alright, that's everybody. They're no longer searching because they are all dead. I just thought it was an interesting thing that I can listen to. Those albums that I was listening to ended up taking up the full 12 hours. And obviously you could say, well, obviously if you listen to enough albums, you're going to take up 12 hours. But the cool thing was that it was all the Billy Joel albums. Two Fiona Apple albums that I liked. I'm not real thrilled with the other ones. They're okay. But the first two I really liked. So it was two albums I really liked from Fiona Apple. And then all the Billy Joel albums. As opposed to, all but one of the Billy Joel albums. I just thought that was kind of interesting. On a related note, when I was at college for the 1 year that I went, I tutored a girl in calculus. I'm a math nerd. And we lived in different dormitories. And this was back in, we're going to say fall of 92, spring of 93, but I think fall of 92. A long time ago, before many of you were ever born, I'm sure. And I didn't have what they call a Discman back then, which was, you know, a portable CD player with headphones. I'll have to connect the trailer. Well, here I am just chit-chatting. Okay. So I didn't have a Discman. I had a portable stereo, a boom box, as they call it. Oh, this is not going to be very easy. At the time, I was really into Don McLean, the song American Pie, which I still love it. But, I mean, I was like really, really into that song. Well, ironically, I discovered I put the boombox handle on my handlebar through the boombox handle, so I could listen while I rode my bike. Then I would ride my bike over to her dorm to do the calculus tutor. It was exactly, I mean, to the second, from when I got on my bike to when I got to her dorm, was the exact length of American Pie. Which is just bizarre. I mean, it's bizarre because, I mean, obviously, there's enough songs in the world that anything, you know, is going to be the exact length of something under 10 minutes. Probably even higher than that. But the fact that a song I was already kind of obsessed with at the time also was the exact length for the time it took me to ride my bike from my dorm to her dorm, or obviously vice versa, it was just kind of surreal. But yeah, so just thought I'd share that. Just an interesting tidbit. So I would listen to American Pie as I biked over and knew I could hear the whole song every time. And back then I knew all the words and could sing along to it. Now I probably know half the words. No, if I'm listening to the song, a lot of them come back to me, but I couldn't write them all down, right? I could have written them all down back then. I mean, it was so bad. We had somebody come to the school and was playing music. I don't remember who it wasn't, like anybody super famous. I mean, they were, I guess, famous enough that they got a gig at the school, but it was like outside. What? Oh, did I totally screw up here? But it was, you know, it wasn't like a big name thing, a big name singer. And they were taking requests. So what did I request? American Pie. I'm pretty sure the guy hated me for that. Because, let's be honest, A, it's a long song. B, wow, I thought I was bad at driving cars. And B, most people probably don't know all the lyrics to it. Now, remember, this is 92, 93. This is before cell phones. Like, way before. Like, you had, I think at this point you may have had car phones, which literally were installed in the car. But you certainly didn't have cell phones. So it's not like you could go on a cell phone and look up the lyrics to American Pie. Or look up the music for American Pie. Now, to his credit, he knew the song. But that's how obsessed I was. I was like, oh, this guy's here sing American Pie. You know. Okay. I mean, I think he did cover songs anyway, so it wasn't like I was asking him to cover a song rather than sing his own stuff. But it was just like, really? That's what you're going to ask for? To me, it was sort of similar to the meme of Play Freebird. Here you go, closer, play Freebird! That was me. Like, play American Pie! So, yeah, I was slightly obsessed with that song at that time. But it's still ironic that it was the exact length of the bike ride between my dorm and hers. And yes, I did try to get her to go out with me, and no, she didn't.